Say you want to make a film based on the Kennedy White House tapes about how military leaders almost got us into a nuclear war during the Cuban Missile Crisis. That'll earn you a solid one. You'll have to go to the Philippines for old planes to repaint and military bases. You'll have to construct U-2 sequences from scratch and beg a museum for a destroyer. Rejections like this have become more common over the years. On the heels of World War II, the Pentagon assisted a long list of films, but it rarely flat-out denied filmmakers. As Americans began to deal with a more controversial history of military intervention, though, the rejections started to come. First with films that failed to celebrate U.S. military action in Vietnam, and continuing with the Cold War, Gulf Wars, and issues way beyond war films. But these were only the rejections that were lucky enough to still be made. Many more weren't. That is, no military assistance often means no show. Producer Jerry Bruckheimer said that without military help, he couldn't have made Pearl Harbor. It apparently means a lot when the Navy pulls more than 20 Vietnam-era destroyers out of storage for you to blow up. There wouldn't have been a Top Gun without support either, he said. Most of the time it comes down to the studio's need to keep costs low. Take The Hunt for Red October. Producer Mace Neufeld said Paramount straight up told him, "If you don't get cooperation, we won't make the movie." And they put it in the contract. It was a good thing for Neufeld that the script was an easy sell. It set him up for the long Jack Ryan franchise. In contrast, consider another 90s film, Countermeasures. If it doesn't ring a bell, it's probably because it was never made. Sigourney Weaver had signed on to play the lead role, but that didn't matter as much as what the entertainment office thought. They didn't want a story about weapons smuggling on an aircraft carrier.
That was rejected explicitly on the grounds that we don't want to denigrate the White House. We don't want to remind the public of the Iran-Contra scandal, which involved illegal arms sales and drug running and arming of Contra rebels and all sorts of horrendous things in the 80s.
In this case, the Pentagon got its wish. The public was not reminded. The office's own database is littered with these denials never made. So no Eagle in the Sky, denied and never made, and no recovery. It's clear from its own notes that the Pentagon knows a denial can shoot down a film. The entry for A Moral Issue concludes that since the film was never produced, the answer must have been no. Here's a sample of titles from the 80s and 90s, all denied and never made, so you can see what you missed. What themes can earn a film a denial, you ask? Well, you start to see a clear pattern when you look through the documents. The office internally calls these Showstoppers. And yeah, sometimes they can stop the show.